Hello everyone, Pete and Grada here from the Purple House in Forth in northwest Tasmania. Just recently I've had a couple of clients come back to me and they have made some what would be classified miraculous recovery. One guy was totally red all over, skin was just like as if he had been totally burnt.
And he was peeling.
And he was peeling, shedding his skin, just literally just flaking off him.
And it was very distressing.
Yeah. And the other guy, he had terrible bouts of diarrhea. His bowel just worked whenever it wanted to and controlled his life. And he'd been looking for answers for 7 years.
Because he was like controlled by the toilet stops,
Yeah.
Always looking for toilets everywhere.
Always looking for toilets everywhere. And he was anxious due to
As you
not,
can imagine.
not knowing when his bowels were wanting to work. Anyway, they both come back 4 weeks for a follow-up, and the guy with the skin, we hardly recognised him. And the fellow with his bowels working overtime said he was going once a day. He was still feeling a bit anxious because that had been in his head for 7 years, him having to look for the toilet, but he will hopefully...
He's on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, and that's how quick your body can recover from things that have been happening for years.
Yeah, like I meant to say, the guy with the skin flaking, he looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Like I didn't recognize him when he stepped in the door, thought it might have been his younger brother, not that I've ever seen his younger brother. So that was absolutely amazing because, you know, we do get concerned, we do feel very concerned for our clients when you're in serious health problems. And Peter and I were often amazed how quickly your body can turn around from the worst case scenarios.
Yeah. So with the help of a few supplements and the help of some energy healing, miracles can happen.
Yeah, and so Peter and I, especially Peter, this is absolutely Peter's forte, so I leave that up to him a lot. He looks at people's blood under a microscope, so the live and dried blood. So all it takes is a little drop out of your finger, so it doesn't hurt much. 3 drops from the fingertip. And then, well, we've seen like tens of thousands of blood samples now, so like we know what looks normal, what doesn't look normal. And you can see that also that's all explained to you while you sit there because it showed on the computer screen. So today I did a little bit of research just to refresh my memory actually. Our red blood cells make up 80%, well, between 70 and 80% of your body cells.
I thought it was 60. I always tell people, I've always been telling people 60% of the body.
Okay, well, Google said between 70 and 80, which is still totally amazing. And so why is this important? Because it's important because your red blood cells have a life cycle of 110 days. So every 110 days, they completely disappear. They are not recycled or anything because your red blood cells don't have a nucleus like other cells in your body. So they have a lifespan where they're born, they work, they deliver oxygen and nutrients to every cell and every particle of your body, and they remove the wastes. Oops, here's my cat knocking the table.
Take the carbon dioxide away from the
And so it's
cell.
like constant action for 110 days, which is about 4 months. And then they die, and so in the meantime, of course, new red blood cells are created inside the bones, but actually scientists now know that they're also created inside your gut.
In a healthy gut.
That's right, so actually the bones are secondary apparently, and your gut is the first place where red blood cells are made. But the point we want to make is that so much of your body is renewed within that cycle of 3 to 4 months, you wouldn't believe it.
There's a lot more places renewed a lot quicker than the red blood cells.
Yeah.
Like stomach lining is every 4 to 5 days.
That's right, you've got cells.
And the skin.
And apparently we carry around 38 trillion bacterial cells. And our own body has 30 trillion cells that contain our DNA. And then 38 trillion bacterial cells. That's another really good thing to remember. That we basically just like a community, like an island.
We're an
moving island.
Ecosystem.
On legs and arms of cells, right? And some that more we have more bacterial cells than our own DNA cells as well. So just quickly want to say this too. You need to replace your good beneficial bacterial cells with living fermented vegetables. That's something Pete and I do every day. Like we eat sauerkraut or kimchi, organically grown. And that contains trillions of army of good guys. Because what's happening at the moment, everyone is washing their hands. It's called antibacterial, which means anti-life.
If we don't have sauerkraut in the fridge, we'll have a probiotic that day.
Well, I always have probiotics anyway, because we're living in an era now where we absolutely have to. Why wouldn't you help your body? So actually the point of tonight's talk is that the best time to detox, well, some people reckon the best time to detox is say every 3 months in the cycle of your red blood cells, right? So every 3 months,
4 months,
or whatever, 120 days, that's 3 times a year. But Pete and I want to tell you to do something different. We reckon you need to, or it's good to detox every night, because I want to tell you a secret. At night, when you go to sleep and you go into a deep sleep, the spaces between your brain cells apparently open up by 60%. So it's like you get that relaxing feeling inside your brain. You know how at the end of the day your brain can feel really, really tight. Your body feels kind of knotted and stressed. And when we go into a deep sleep, the spaces in there open up by 60% between the cells, and that means your body can move out the toxins that create stickiness and stuff inside your brain and gut as well, by the way. So every night you can support your body to do a detox, and this is how I do it. But Pete, you're a bit different, aren't you? I'm more drastic. So every night I take 2 beach flow, 2 omnizyme, which is an enzyme, and 2 probiotics, and my favorite mineral mixture that you take in the morning as well. And I take that at night too, and it gives me good night's sleep. But some people...
And 4 to 6 magnesium.
Oh, yeah, I do that as well. Yeah. And that's my routine. I've been doing that for years.
Prior to taking that...
Oh, yeah, I forgot that.
Well, pretty well every night we have a magnesium Epsom salt bath with about 6 cupfuls of Epsom salts in the bath.
And you can buy that from animal stock feed supply, Robert's or Webster.
25 kilogram bags.
Yeah. So it doesn't cost you much. It's very, very healthy. And so when you are in the bath, of course, that's like very relaxing and cleansing as well.
Or you can put Himalayan salt in as well.
That's right. Salt is very cleansing.
Absorbing the minerals into your body.
And it's especially really good as well to dissolve any radiation that you might pick up, like electromagnetic toxins that we bombarded with all day long. And so the water really helps to neutralize that too. This is also really, really good for children on the spectrum, right? With autism, Asperger's or ADHD. Those children are really, really sensitive to fluorescent lights, LED, screen, what do you call it again? All the stuff that is bad for our immune system, and those children are incredibly sensitive to it. Like they're even sometimes really static as well, so they,
sensitive to nylon as well.
Yeah, so they need water. They're often attracted to water, so you'll see them playing with a garden hose, or they're always going to the sink, or always wetting their hands. It's actually their own innate intelligence telling them to do that. So, of course, now our kids say we're on the spectrum. So, and I'm happy to admit that. if we so we love our bath. So we have a hot magnesium bath as almost every night as a rule, and then
it's not a luxury anymore. It's a must.
A given.
Yeah,
I'm totally going to encourage you to do that as well. Invest in yourself, right? And if you don't have a bath, just put your feet in a little tub of water with magnesium as well, and it will draw the toxins out. That way your body gets a head start, right? And so when we eat too many carbohydrates and sugars and the wrong fats and processed foods, and we have also heavy metals like mercury, cadmium, arsenic, all that is in our food and in our water.
Conventionally grown food and processed food are full of toxic
and
rubbish.
It goes into our brain during the day when we're thinking and doing, and we're very busy in here, as you know. And so the spaces between brain cells, they shrink and contracts. And your body is literally hanging on for dear life till you go into a deep sleep, so that it can gradually open up and your brain can detox itself. So I hope you get the picture. If this is happening in your brain, by the way, it's also happening in your tummy, because our gut is really our first brain, right? So, and when we have leaky gut, we also have leaky brain. You've probably heard of leaky gut and leaky brain. So whatever you do for your brain will heal and seal your gut, and vice versa. So Pete and I, when I was telling you, I take 2 beet flow, 2 enzymes, 2 probiotics, and the mineral supplement. These all belong to the ultimate vitality boost that Pete and I have been flogging now for a number of years, don't we? We just always go on about it.
It's helped so many people.
That's right.
Two people that I told you about when we first started, have a guess what they take.
Yeah, and it's actually a maintenance product, right? So maintenance means that for a cup of coffee a day, the equivalent of the cost of a cup of coffee, I should say, a day, you can keep your body in a constant state of support. And your body is, by the way, always cleansing itself. Another word for detoxing is cleansing. Our bodies are self-healing, self-cleansing machines. It's just going non-stop, and you know, we're just always blown away, I should say, by how people can make a comeback, right? People, you know, they break down, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, it doesn't matter, we see everything, or spiritual, and you can be put back together quickly with the right help and the right guidance. So that's what Pete and I are here to do, because we've been in the health arena now, healthy living, happy living, actively for 20 years, right? So we've seen people come and go. We're now treating the children and the grandchildren sometimes, which is an absolute privilege, by the way, that we've lasted so long and that people have been in our lives for so long. So was there anything else? So we were talking about the red blood cells. So healthy red blood cells mean a happy you. What are some of the things you sometimes see in the blood that means not very happy?
If the red blood cells are sticking together, it means you've lost a lot of energy. You're losing a lot of energy. And the 2 or 3 reasons, 2 main reasons are dehydration and proteins not being digested well. So again, the digestive system. And the 3rd reason is absorption of aluminium into your body often through deodorants that contain aluminium. So ensure that any deodorant that you buy and use has the words aluminium free written on them, because aluminium will cause those red blood cells to stick together and you'll not have good health. Because
no, you get sick.
Good, healthy, long life depends on those red blood cells being nicely isolated from one another. And then, so heavy metals, I can't keep stressing how important it is that you get rid of heavy metals too. And the fermented foods do that really, really well. So that's an easy solution. So we always have like a table, 1 or 2 tablespoons of Lafayette sauerkraut every night.
And so the fermented vegetables
Or if you
absorb those yucky toxins and they dissolve them.
If you want a spicy one, you go for the kimchi.
Because you can't avoid it. It's even in the rainwater now. It's in vaccines. It's in all the foodstuffs. It's in like everything that's not organically grown. It's basically like, say, potatoes are just pockets of carbohydrate.
Superphosphate and carbohydrate.
And super, yeah, that's right. So your body knows what's not life enhancing for you. Your body knows what's life destroying. So it's always working on your behalf to getting rid of it. And I found this funny, interesting study that was about the rats. So rats were given a diet of processed food for 4 weeks, and they aged very quickly. They got behavioral problems, and they had memory loss. Okay, so they've reversed that actually by giving the rats healthy fats. So what are healthy fats that are really good for your brain?
Coconut oil, butter, cream, meat fats, and the good running oils are your monounsaturated oils.
And so the
olive oil, macadamia nut oil, peanut oil, and sesame seed oil.
Okay, that's right. And so those old rats, once they were put on a diet like with lots of healthy fats, they became young again. So there you go. If rats can do it, you and I can as well. So deep sleep also come for a session, of course, like Peter already said, like we can give your body a complete reset in one session, because we work very, very fast and also very deep, and you really have to experience it to explain it. Really, there's no words to explain it in a way, except that people always feel better, massively better, and they're more resilient, and so like it's like getting a new set of tires on your car, something like that for your body, right? So that's all we wanted to say. So I really loved thinking about the fact that your body is new every 4 months. I better get it right this time.
Well, 90% of it's renewed in
even your bones,
probably in 4 months.
That's right.
Nearly completely new in 11 to 12 months.
That's right. So you're looking at the mirror at yourself, and we think, well, nothing is changing, and we fall into that trap. But that's not true.
Give your body the things it needs to replace nice healthy cells, and you'll have a better body in quick time.
Anyway, I think that's it for tonight. So I'll post the article so you can read it quickly and look at the products. Enjoy the sunshine. Include as much natural support that you can think of, like just go for a walk, sit outside in the sun, have plenty of water, have a nice magnesium bath, and see if you can get into a deep sleep. If you have trouble sleeping, come and see us, because we can help you as well. And we have a product called Calm Nature that works really well for sleep.
To calm the nerves and
calm the nervous system.
Magnesium, yep.
And to get your body out of that survival hormone into thriving, right? So thanks everyone for tuning in. If you have any questions for us, or if you want to discuss a topic, just post it in a message or send us an email or whatever. Please do come and see us. We changed our clinic around so it looks absolutely magical. We love working from our new space. Peter and I, we have our own room again, so that's really, really great as well. And yeah, just come and explore. Enjoy our beautiful garden. You can go for a walk, sit under a tree.
Open Monday to Thursday.
Yeah. Thank you everyone. Have a really, really good week.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.